How we doing, dudes? YouTube, the YouTubes, Archman here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Jenny Wren here, the J Dubs. So, again, still haven't downloaded the software for streaming and all that stuff. I've been kind of consumed with. I'm going on my first elk hunt this next week, and I've been kind of consumed with like. I guess just what would you say? Cyber scouting, kind of Google Earthing exactly where we're going. My brother's flying out, and we're gonna go together on our first elk hunt. So I've been just consumed with that and work and all this shit. So I haven't had time to get the streaming software going yet. So we're kind of stuck with this what we got here, but. I decided to purchase another Jenny Wren. I don't remember if I ever did a video on my previous Jenny Wren or not. But man, I wish I would have too, because I had a 20, I want to say it's a 2013 second year they were available, maybe first-ish year they were available. And that was a 4140 Chrome Molly. Version of the J Dub, the Jenny Wren, and my God, what a great tool that thing was. So I have, unfortunately, I wish I had like an S-wing hatchet, but I don't have an S-wing hatchet. I've never had an S-wing hatchet, but obviously that's going to be the major contender for just like anything kind of hatchety. So because they're $35, fucking tried and true, US made, mystery steel, whatever. But obviously, it harkens back to a day where nobody gave a shit about the steel. You bought something from a reputable manufacturer and you went, hey man, that's a fucking nest wing. It's the shit, or whatever. So, but suffice it to say, I've never had a nest wing, but I do have, let's see, I have a, God damn it, I'm gonna fuck it up. I have a custom Tomahawk. It lives in my wife's car. It is shit. It's a custom made one off that I had made for me from a maker on Blade Forums, and I can't remember his name. JW? No, this is the JW. What the fuck? All right, so I'm fucking it up. His maker's mark is a K. He stamps it with a K, and that's a 01, I think. And then I have an S7 tool steel hunter's hatchet by Knives of Alaska. That's good, is what it is. It was a gift many moons ago. I actually had it rebuilt. I do have a video on the Knives of Alaska hunter's hatchet. Anywho, the one that has really blown me away though the most was my Jenny Wren. Excuse me. And I did pick up a Kestrel feather. I think I did a video on the Kestrel feather just because I was like, holy shit. The machining is just so above and beyond what you would expect on this kind of tool. But when this kind of tool is, fuck man, I think this was $465. Then it's like, there needs to be something that sets it apart for that price. It can't be, you're not going to fucking set this next to an S-wing hatchet and go, yep, same thing. Why is that $465? It's like quite obvious that this is more valuable, more refined. And I would say, God, man, the 4141 that I had was fucking baller. Like, I mean, and I treated it like a fucking S-wing, like if you guys look at my older videos, you can see where I was living in that ruin and living in the ghost town, which, it's funny, would have been just an amazing, like, reality TV show shit or something. Cause like, people don't do that. People don't do what I did. 8 years, not just off the grid, but no running water, no electricity. I would record those videos and go to a coffee shop to upload them and sit there forever while it uploaded from my phone. Anyway, But dude, man, I there was a stump kind of log thing in a fake cemetery that was built for a movie set on that property, and, I mean, I would fucking throw this thing as hard as I could at that for hours and have friends do it too, and I mean, it would miss and hit rocks and, uh, uh, just the most incredible abuse you could possibly imagine, and, like, the edge holding is just out of this world, given, like, that it's striking rocks and stuff, and then how easy that 4141 at least was to sharpen was just, like, did not equate, it's like, how is it possible that it could sharpen so easily but hold an edge so well? So, hopefully, this is a I didn't realize it was a 2017 model, so it must have been sitting on the shelf for a minute, but I just bought this from, DLT, but it's a 80 CR V2, steel, and I do belong to the RMJ, group on knife forums on, um, Facebook, and, I posted lots of stuff on there, and they say that, this is a substantial upgrade to the 4140, which, I mean, you'd think it would be because 4140 is not known to be a blade steel or any kind of, edge holding kind of steel. It's known to be it's what, like, steel bicycle frames are made out of, I mean, complete opposite of what you would think for, an edged tool. But, again, though, it's funny, like, there was, Alchemy One, I think is his name, on, Instagram, had a post today about his Impinda and his kinda, like, problems with his Impinda, and there were a lot of comments on there talking about, how, like, so many and it's fucking YouTube reviewers are, like, really a big part of who's to blame, but so many people, like, think that, Rockwell hardness is, like, the most important part, aspect of a knife, when it's just they're those of us who really use knives, those of us who fucking get in the nitty-gritty and, like, whether it's for fun, whether it's for your hobby, whether it's for your job, no matter what it is, if you're really fucking banging the shit up and having fun with it, uh, you'll know that there's more than meets the eye to an edge tool than just Rockwell hardness. I mean, it's like it's so hard for me not to mention names, but the fucking YouTube reviewers out there that are just like, this is my or like this is my EDC, and it's a different knife every fucking week or whatever. They don't use the knives, but yet they have all these opinions on the knives, and they don't use the tools, but yet they have all these opinions on the tools. That's a fucking bummer, man. But it's a bummer that and some of the most biggest offenders, they say, right, like, hey, this is my opinion, like, please don't take this as gospel. So it's not their fault, but people fucking run with that goddamn data like it is the gospel. I'm actually gonna pour myself Mama's Little Yellow Pills here. It's a Colorado Pilsner. It's a really good beer. One of my faves, actually. But yeah, so man, there's just so much more. I mean, we all know all the aspects of edge tools that you want, the toughness, durability, edge holding, maintenance, maintainability, corrosion resistance, all those kind of things. Those factors, any one of those could be more important than just straight up Rockwell hardness. We all know, you slip and you slip and bang your edge, and suddenly you've completely fucked up the aesthetic, like, pretty sexiness of the knife, and now you got a little ding in the edge, and oh, it doesn't cut paper so sexy. Oh my god, it's not a good paper cutter anymore. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, it's funny, you see, like, it's hard. I mean, we all have to fight this urge, but you get a ding in the blade and you're like, fuck, man, like, do I do I just grind this bitch away until I can get that ding out? Obviously, you can't just grind out the ding wherever it is, but because then you have just a fucking wacky ass blade. So I'd say most of us are just gonna live with it, you know. I'm the kind of fucking dipshit who just like I use every damn knife that I buy, and I like to, experiment with it. So I don't I don't have like safe queens. I'm not like this is one that I'm not gonna ding up. I mean, it's like maybe I might treat it a little bit kinder, but still at the same time, like shit. Just yesterday or a couple days ago, yesterday or just what's today's Monday? Yeah, a few days ago. I mean, I'm trying not to, totally. Oh yeah, and I actually do have a good little ding in it. So I'm trying not to totally, fuck up this knife. And this is a $500 knife. This is and it's totally not necessary for me to use this knife and treat it stupidly. But like, I was installing cabinets in a kitchen remodel, and there was a big old goop of lead on the one of the water pipes coming up into to provide water to the sink, and I just took out this knife and was just like carving away at like lead, which isn't that big of a deal. But the lead that they use to sweat copper pipes is not just straight up lead. It's hard to cut. But I just was like, and I at the same time I was like, this is fucking dumb. But like, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it anyway. So yeah. Long story short, I like to use my shit and I like to experiment with it. So my previous Jenny Wren, man, honestly, so I've had a Jenny Wren, a kestrel feather, and then this Jenny Wren, and the I honestly, I don't know. I just think that the Jenny Wren, first off, is the sexiest goddamn fucking tomahawk hatchet, whatever it is you want to call this thing, that like I've ever seen. Like I love how it's like a little like fireman's, axe or whatever, and it just isn't menacing looking. I don't know why I feel that way, but I don't feel like it's. I have my backpack on, by the way, because I'm packing for an elk hunting trip, and I was just attaching it to the backpack, and I was like, I'm gonna do a video. So like here we are, but yeah, I don't think it's menacing looking, even though it's like sharpened as a motherfucker. I mean, this thing is like the whole thing is sharpened all the way around. Like the only place it's not is in these two like rounded areas. So I mean, and it is sharp as fuck. Like, I mean, RMJ does like the spike end. I'm telling you, like, even though it's like kind of an obtuse angle there, it is ridiculously sharp. And it stays sharp. Like yeah, you just really can't believe it. Like it is a tough pill to swallow for this fucker. $465 is ridiculous. I mean, especially given that like you can go buy like a Gransford Burks or something like a nice hatchet for $80, like a really, really nice hatchet. But it really isn't the same thing. Like I've broken hickory handle hatchets because I'm a fucking moron and get impatient and just do dumb shit with my shit. So having like a full tang, completely super solid knife tomahawk is attractive to me. My custom, god damn it, I wish I could remember the guy's name. Is it Kurdeshi? Fuck, I can't remember. JK? I think it is JK. Yeah, JK Knives on Blade Forms. It's cool. It's a $250 tomahawk that I had him make me. He kind of messed it up a little bit. He didn't do it exactly how I wanted, but it's fine. And I had him do it with holes in specific places so I could do a cord wrap, not unlike one of the cord wrapped Strider knives. But still though, and I have banged the fuck out of that thing too, and it's not even comparable to my old Jenny Wren. This thing is brand new. This thing has done nothing other than come out of the sheath. And I attached the lowrider, fucking pull the dot shits on there, and that's all I've done with this thing. But I will do more. If you look at my Instagram, actually, this would be a fun fun thing to do. If you look at my Instagram, which is at Archmang, Archmang, and you scroll down, you'll see pictures of my old Jenny Wren, like with the edge fucking destroyed from hitting rocks and stuff. Not like chopping rocks, but just fucking chunking it at dead trees and stuff and missing. But which is super, super fun to do. I don't plan to do a whole lot of that level of dumb shittery with this one. I just plan to have this as a camp tool, maybe even like a bit of a fucking mountain lion fighting tool. Yeah, because I'm gonna fight a mountain lion with this fucking thing. We all saw that viral video going around. Jesus Christ, huh? I mean, for God's sakes, that thing might even be threatened even more if you have. You're like, come on, bitch. You know, I'm just like, ah! Hopefully, the shit in my pants will scare you. But yeah, not a whole lot more to say about the J Dubs here, but all I can really say is I don't think there's a whole lot that compares to the RMJs, even though you look at the price and you're just like, my God, you know, it's like they're almost like more attainable, but like the bussy knives of tomahawks, hatchets, whatever you want to call this tool. I guess they call it a tomahawk. Fun fact too, if you actually research tomahawks, they were not thrown. Like people didn't throw their fucking tomahawks. Maybe at last ditch, but it was not a common practice for a tool, a thing like this to be thrown. So I did want to just kind of pan down here to the sheath a little bit. Talk about the sheath. I do really, really like the sheath. I'm just gonna like gouge myself with this thing. My previous one didn't have a pull the dot here. I don't think. I believe the kestrel feather did that I had, but the my last Jenny Wren had webbing here with like a regular quick disconnect. Obviously, the pull the dot is the sexier option. One thing I would say about it though is, let's see if I can get you here a little bit better in frame. Like if you just pull this thing open and rip this out of the sheath, it's going to cut this, pull the dot. It might not cut through it, but it's definitely going to cut it. So it's not like the best thing to have. But what I would say is, unless you're fucking running or, you know, doing some crazy activities, you don't need to have this thing buckled. You can have it situated out of the way, but it doesn't. The tubular webbing one that I had before on my JW, it stayed out of the way, no problem. I think I could maybe even latch it. Oh, you know what? I could do this actually. I could. I always forget to pull the dots that are real specific. I could actually connect this one up here like this. So it's super, super secure. I mean, really, really secure. You gotta really want it to get it out of there. As a matter of fact, like you just kind of rip it out to sheath it, and then I like to go with like the main bit edge first in, and then click in the spike. Oh, it's not working. They did change this sheath a little bit from my last one too, and I'm not super in love with that. Okay, so I got it in there all weird. Garbage. They use these like small rivets on here, and I'm just not in love with them. I don't know if they are weak or not. I'm sure they're not. I mean, obviously these guys, they're not fucking around like RMJs. They really are trying to make the best shit that they can. So yeah, you just kind of like, I think they recommend when you pull it out, you try to like pivot it out this way, like the spike kind of pivots on the spike and the spike comes out last, I believe is what they recommend. But yeah, it's kind of funny. My buddy was like, you know what, man, only fags hide with a fucking, or hunt with a sidearm or whatever. And I was like, some of us are fucking dipshits, man. I was like, you know, like I fucking, like romping around the woods with shit that I don't think I'm going to use, you know, like, I mean, that's the whole point of like having a survival tool, what do you call it? 10 or whatever it is, an 11. I carry an 11, but I don't know. I think it's fun. And also I might actually get an elk and need to like split the pelvis or something with this thing. If I do, I'll definitely be taking pictures. If you guys don't already, you can be my 77th follower. No, I'm just kidding. On Instagram at Archmang. So I'll probably be posting pictures of my upcoming elk hunt, first elk hunt ever. This thing just like not, it is brand new. I've like sheathed and unsheathed this thing twice before I'm filming this video. I've had this for like 2 days or something, but I've been busy planning this trip and kind of getting my business so it won't completely fall on its face while I'm gone, which I'm the only fucking employee, so it can't be too bad, but we'll see. Cheers. I guess I'll take my first sip of this beer. Mama's Little Yellow Pills by Oscar Blues. Wonderful Colorado brewery. Pretty big brewery, actually. Most known for, I believe, at least, Dale's Pale Ale, which is my beer on deck, which I don't believe I'll get to since I'm actually not drinking this beer currently. But I'm feeling kind of dehydrated today. I definitely did not drink enough water today. And I ate at Wendy's, which is not recommended. Although, god damn, it's good. I had a fucking Dave's Double. Shit. Holy fucking God. I mean, that's a good burger for like a fast food joint. My last one, I also had, I did it on the weak side, and and I'll probably do that again. I really liked it. I carried it around the fucking desert all the time this way, but I kind of had it with, I made some custom D-ring attachments here with some kydex that I had. And I made it so essentially I just wore it like a messenger bag, like wore it around here. And so I wore it under. This time I just decided, actually I did try it over here and it was just kind of odd the way it's stuck off. So I liked it better on the strong side over here. But I will do that whenever I'm not wearing it on a pack. This is kind of weird. Like it's not the best attachment method. I'll take a few steps back here. I'm wearing my pajama pants, boys. So I don't know. It's a little floppy. It's a little bit weird, but it's at the ready and it doesn't like mess with my my belt area. So kind of is what it is. But yeah, honestly, I know these shits are expensive, and I know that like it's funny, like people, my friends and acquaintances are like, hey man, you know, you're really into flashlights or whatever. What flashlight should I get? And I just fucking laugh. I'm like, you're not gonna fucking get the one that I recommend, man. That's just all there is to it. 0 people are gonna get the one that I recommend. YouTube viewers are the only ones. But so I'm just like, you know, fuck man. I don't know. Buy something USA made. You know, fucking start there. An Innova. Try to find a fucking Innova that's USA made if you can. I don't know. Get a mag light. Go get a fucking mag light. But you know, same with this shit too. I mean, it's I just can't recommend that a person. I'm not like you gotta have. It's, you know, hell or high water. If you don't go spend $465. I hit my desk, which is a nice birch desk, but just a little ding on the bottom side. I'm not like hell or high water. You're an idiot if you don't spend $465. You probably are an idiot if you do, to be honest. But kind of like I say in some of my videos, you know, like in my opinion, life is short. The shit that you carry on you is heavy and fucking cumbersome, and I don't know. So like for me, if I'm going to carry some shit, then like I want it to be good shit. That's basically all there is to it. Like this pack. This is a OG shit right here, man. This is the Mystery Ranch Sweet Pea. This is I've had this bad boy for like 10 years. And it's still, I was just looking at it the other day when I was packing for my hunting trip. I was like, dude, this bag looks brand new still. And I've done, overnight hikes with it. This has been my main travel bag. I mean, I've traveled to fucking 5 different countries around the world at least. I've gone to the Virgin Islands a couple of times with this pack. I've tried and it still looks like new. I think I washed it recently, so maybe that's why I'm just like, God damn, how's it look so new? But again, yeah. So I am I'm a buy once, cry once kind of guy. Like these are like the best gaiters you can get. They're fucking Gore-Tex Black Diamonds, or whatever. These are expensive too. So this is like a fucking $300 pair of, maybe not 300, $250 pair of Arc'teryx fucking super bomber fucking gloves. And the funny thing is, like, I am not rich. Like, I'm not, I don't have a shit ton of expendable cash. Like, I just, once every couple months, I'm like, cool, I've saved up enough. I'm going to get a cool new pair of gloves or a cool new pair of boots, or like I'm going to get myself a nice guitar, or like whatever it is. Like I just, don't spend all my money on fucking hookers and blow. Just some money on hookers and blow. That's the key. Everything in moderation. But oh, look at that. Fucking mountain lion. Bastard. That's when he gets you, dick. They call it, what do they call it? Carnivore hors d'oeuvres. Your fingers and your wiener and stuff. That's where they get you. Well, I think that's it, dudes. That's all I can really say about the RMJ Hawk. I'll probably do an update on it. I know I say that about a lot of shit that I never end up updating, but I will do an update on it. I also need to do an update. One thing that I really need to do an update on is this Okluma DCO. Fucking incredible light. Like this thing has just really blown me away. I kind of talked about it a little bit on that. I don't know if any of you guys saw it live, but I tried to do a fucking, the light slice pry right quartet EDC, combo video, but my fucking microphone was off for the first 10 minutes. So it was a dog shit video. But anywho, Palabra tu Madre. Oh, you know what? Actually, I wanted to also mention I did start a Patreon. It's Archman, ARCHMAN. No pressure, obviously. I did make some Palabra tu Madre stickers. Actually, my wife did the design. I need to figure out how to just sell them, but because people have been like, I don't want to give you money on Patreon, but I will buy a sticker. I'm just like, that's cool, and I, I couldn't give two shits. Like the only reason I did the Patreon is because I'm like, fuck, if I did actually get enough funds on Patreon to say buy, I don't know, fucking anything, I'll auction it off. I'll raffle it off. I have a bunch of knives that I don't use too. So I've been thinking, what can I do? Like maybe I can just like do like a monthly raffle for anyone who's on that Patreon. It kind of sucks though, because I personally don't like the way Patreon does it. It's a membership, which I think is fucking stupid. Like I'm a carpenter. Nick says, what do I do for a living? If you guys can't see that, I'm a carpenter. I was a professional whitewater raft guide. Like that's a job for 13 years. And then I was kind of transitioning into carpentry in the wintertime after that. And then now for the last 5 years or so, I've been a full-time carpenter. So kind of getting into general contracting a little bit, but I'm such a stickler. Obviously I'm just unhappy with just about every goddamn subcontractor that I work with. So I kind of do everything. I do a little bit of everything with carpentry. I mean, I even, fuck me. You're not supposed to, but like I even will do like plumbing and electric because I fucking do plumbing and electric better than the goddamn plumbers and electricians I can find, or whatever. And I'm just like, hey, homeowner, you got to say you did this shit, okay? And then it passes code and we're all fucking good, or whatever. But anyway, long story short, long story long. But yeah, the Patreon, if you guys see that, no pressure, but if they're I'm gonna keep nothing that goes to that. I literally will fire and EMS. I have so many buddies in fire and EMS, man. Fire and EMS. I really wish I would give it a shot, but I like tinkering with stuff. So I'm actually really, really, really considering giving the fucking making some EDC shit. I really, my wife is like all about it. She's like, let's just fucking do it. You do it. Like, so I'm actually considering, I'm not the type to outsource. So I'm actually considering getting a loan and buying like a $50,000 fucking milling machine because I'm sure I can figure it out. But yeah, don't sweat the Patreon shit, guys. I know that I've had mixed people. Some people are like, fuck yeah, right on, man. And other people are like, dude, but like you're asking for money. I'm not asking for shit. But if somebody wants to, I still have to figure out how to do it. Is another thing too. I'm not good at asking for favors. I'm not good at asking for fucking anything. So like I just put it out there, and the people are gonna get like whatever it is. I don't know. You'll get recognition, sure, if you like support the channel, support the reviews, support products. You're gonna get entered into like raffles or whatever it is. That good will come out of it. There will be good to come out of this Patreon, hopefully, if it takes off. And if it doesn't, then I'll fucking, and nothing ever happens with it. The people who do the Patreon, they'll get something. I'll do something. Yeah, so we'll just have to play it by ear. But right on, guys. Well, I really appreciate everybody watching, and again, palabra tu madre.